Turn the wrench, feel the roar. It's a midnight ride. Josephine's whisper guides each bow we tight and wide. Heads aligned, shims in place, the rhythm sweet and clean. Rocker arms dance, the engine hums, a metal hard machine. Oh, Josephine, Josephine, you're the spark and steam.
Well, hello, my name's Ralph and welcome back to the channel. It's my time, let's go. Today we're going to get at Josephine's motor and we're getting some work done, and as you seen the other day, we got the cylinders on, we got them ready to go. So today we're working on the heads. We got the heads got some problems that need to be cleaned up, some things that I have to address before I put them on, and I'm hoping to get the rocker boxes done and spaced and set up to their clearance and possibly get them on. I'm waiting for some parts to come, some lifters and some nuts for the top we don't seem to have, but I might as well put nice new chrome ones on it while I'm at it to clean that motor up. So we're going to work away at those things today, see how far we get. Let's go. Yeah, so little did I know it, but one of the holes for the exhaust ports was screwed, so I had to put a stop and put a helicoil in it. And I see that a bunch of the head bolts are rusted up. So what I'm doing is running a 1/2 inch fine tap through all the head bolts, because I don't need a problem when I go to install. Full of rust and stuff, so I have to spray them all out once we get done running the tap through them. There's all kinds of crud in them. They're just full. Like there's always something else that you didn't plan on. You have to, that's the reason why you have to inspect everything and look everything over when you're working on it. Alright, that's that one. Oh, something to hold you up. So I'll just go along and do this one, and then that'll be ready. They look like they might have been welded up here, and there's two spots over top that I might put them in the mill and just touch them down below to make sure that there's, you know, that the gasket will seat in there good. They're a little beat up, I guess, but they're what they are. So I'll finish those up and I'll come back. So we've got the head set up here in the mill, and what happened is it looks like it's been repaired before, and there was a bit of material overlapping the steel seat, and the steel seat is up quite high. Now I've got a countersink in here, and I'm just gonna moving it down slowly and trying to see about cutting that down some, getting it centered up there. Just try and take a light cut, and I may be able to even do it by hand here. So I'm just going to play with it here and see what I can do to try and get it to cut down where I want. I got a very, very brand new sharp cutter in there, so I'm hoping it's going to take enough at the outside to sink that stud, or to sink that thread down in a little farther, and take these edges off where it had been welded over. And it seems to be working just fine. So we're just around the edge, and there was some weld over this side. Now I've cleaned this one up, and it's just fine, but like I say, that insert is standing proud up in there, and I'd like to see that down a little farther. So if I just let this kind of go at its own rate. The metal is sticking up higher than the surface. The gasket won't want to seal there. Just about got it where I want it, and I'm not going to fool with it a whole lot more. And yes, I could turn it on and, turn it on and try to go down in there, but I want to see what's happening. And as I say, my cutter is very, very sharp, cutting nicely there. So I'm just going to go bit by bit, see if I can get that down in there a little bit. And that's working out great, actually. So we've put our milk cutter in here now, and I'm just going to sink it down a little bit farther. I've got it centered up there, and I'm happy with that. And that should do it. So now you can see how nice and smooth it is, and that is down below the surface there. And I'm pretty happy with that. Just take a super fine file, just touch it on the edge. There we go. So it's worth getting those sunk down in there below the surface, because if the insert stands up, when you crush the gasket down, the head can hit it and it can cause exhaust leaks, or can cause head gasket leaks. And that one was standing up quite a bit. And I just touched the other one there. Now they all look good, and I'm happy with that. So that should do it. So we'll go blow it out. Just run our tap through the end of it to make sure that we haven't burned anything up, so that the bolt will go in fine. And then we'll put it on our bike. All right. So we're getting on near the end of the day now, and I think I got everything squared away in those heads. So we're just gonna stick a bolt in there for tonight.
Turn the ranch, feel the roar. It's a midnight ride. Josephine's a whisper guides each bow we tight and wide. Heads aligned, shims in place. The rhythm sweet and clean. Rocker arms dance, the engine hums. A metal hard machine. Oh, Josephine, Josephine, you're the spark and steel. We fit the manifold. We feel the thrill. Talk the heads down. Hear the thunder sigh. Harley's soul awakens under open sky. From piston crown to crankshaft spin, every shimmer note, every ball of grin. With Josephine's song, the bike comes alive, a roaring anthem, ready to ride.
So tomorrow we'll come along and set them down, match our manifold up here so that the heads are in the right place. Probably work on the rocker boxes, getting them ready, and various things that have to be done. You never know what all's got to be done. You know, I didn't expect that that I would be doing the exhaust port stud, but you know, upon inspection, I noticed it was bad, and it's a good thing, because if I'd have just grabbed the heads and bolted them on, I'd have been taking them all off again, and that would have been pretty disturbing. So always check everything, always go through everything, even if you say, oh, that's all done, that's all done, that's all done. Take a moment, stop, check. It never hurts to check and double check, and you save yourselves a lot of work in the long run. So, and we want this motor to perform well, so that'll hold her for the night. I'm done for today. So today we're gonna start assembling the heads there now that we've got the little bit of machine work done on that front one. And I'm pretty happy about that, and I've got some of the glare down, so it's not quite so bad today. I'm a little dark here from this side, but we can live with that. So I've oiled up all my head bolts, except for that one there, and I'm gonna have to take that one out. So I'm gonna go around and put all my head bolts in, and then I'll come back once I've got them in there, and we'll start setting up this for the carb, and then we'll torque those down, and then I'm gonna go work on the rocker boxes. So stick with us. Here's where we're at. So now that we've got our heads roughly in place, now what I'm gonna do is fit the manifold. Now it's very important to make sure that the manifold fits right. On the O-ring ones, this is a wideband manifold. On the O-ring ones, it's even more critical. But with the wideband, you need to get it done right too. What we do is just place it up in between the heads, and we turn the heads to make sure that we find a spot where it fits just right. It becomes pretty obvious there. That looks good where we are there. You can just leave your bolts loose enough so that you can move the heads around, and then pick any one and just snug it up. And then double check it to make sure that it's fitting flush with everything. And this is what we're talking about right here. We need these surfaces here to line up. When it's in there, you push it in all the way, and these should be smooth right around there so that when your clamps go on, everything fits perfectly. So now with that in place, we're gonna go around and start snugging everything up, and then we'll go around and do our torquing pattern to get everything cinched down where we want it. I've shown you many times what the pattern is, but I will show you again for those of you that are new here and this is your first time seeing the shovel be put together. This torquing pattern I got a long time ago, and I've used it many times, and I found that it works great. And I got no leaks, so it's only fair that I pass it on. These are 7/16, so sometimes a little wrench like this will help, or I've got a small dog bone that I made up like that. Harder to reach areas. This one works well. So I'm going to go around, snug them all up, and then we'll start the torquing pattern sequence. So I'm going to go along and torque this down, and I like to do it in 3 steps, like a light torque. You know, I snugged them up, and then I'm going to go around and do a light torque. And then I follow this pattern that I have, and I use this for all of them. I'll put this up here so some of you can see possibly what I have. Now on the bottom, I've done my calculations for my torque wrenches and extensions that I have. I hope that comes out all right. Maybe this side will be a little bit better. It looks like it'll be a little bit better. So I've done my calculations for how much torque I need. But the sequence works well. So follow that sequence and you'll be golden. So it's sort of like the Evolution ones because you're working with the oil hole area, the drain back area first, and not the other side of it, which is what you do with the Evos to try and pull it down around the drain hole first and then around the others. So I'm going to go along and do it and work away at it. The oil drain back hole is like here. So when you're using extensions, always make sure they're straight with your wrench. Yeah, okay. There's 2 there. 3 and 4 are these ones. And find the last one in there. Okay. I'm gonna have to get one of my other extensions to see if I can get in there with that. These ones in the back can be a patience tester. So I've got this extension for it. There we go. That one's a little difficult. So I'm not going to bore you with all that. I'm going to go along and torque them all down. I'm going to do all the sequence, and then they'll all be torqued to 65 pounds where they should be. Initially, once I've got this light torque done, then I'll do them at 55 pounds, then I'll go around and do them at 65. So now we're going to put our rocker arms together, and we've oiled up our rocker shaft, and I've got a rocker arm in there. And I'm going to slip this through. Yeah, we'll get a washer and a nut for the far side. One washer. Take 5/8 there. They're in there. We just wanted enough that we can snug up this side here. I'm going to measure down inside the slot here. 16 is tight, and the 14's going in there. So we're going to dig through our stuff here, and I've got a whole thing of shims here, and we're going to go through it, find what we need. I'm going to go through my shims and figure what we need for it and shim them up. And then we can get ready to put them on the bike when we've got them ready. So, but that's how you check them. Put them in there. And now, after you put your shim in, don't take it for granted. Tighten it up and check the shim to make sure that you're at least 4/1000ths of an inch in there. So now we've got them pretty well finished up. I'm just putting my O-rings in the end. And I've set them all to about 4 to 5 thou clearance in there by using the shims. And to finish them off, I like to use these oversized O-rings. They're a little bit bigger than the standard size O-ring, so they, you know, if there's any wear in the rocker boxes or anything like that, they'll pretty well stop it. Part number is 11101-X, and they're oversized rocker arm O-rings, and they work very well. So, especially on old rocker boxes. It's just a little bit of preventive maintenance to finish them up, because you quite often see them leaking, like you, Slick, down there. I seen you with your shovel head, them leaking, and you had to replace them. You put the stock ones back in. I did send you the numbers for these, I think, but just something to keep in mind. If you don't stop that leak, put the oversized ones in, and they work very well. So that's about it for our rocker boxes. It's good to have them all finished. They move in there, but they don't move sideways very much, 4/1000ths of an inch, and once the oil gets in there on that, they should run pretty quiet. All right, another thing done. Now I'm going to put them on the heads, but I don't think there's any rocker box nuts for the top, so I'm going to have to order a set of chrome nuts and washers for the top of them, I guess. I don't seem to be able to find any in among the stuff, but that's all right. I've got to order some other things anyway. So that's that task over. Nice set of black rocker boxes, all done, ready to go. So we've had a chance here just to break up my week. Gus has dropped in, and it's always great to see Gus. You know, we get a barrel of laughs together and share some good times. And he's switching his 883 out to 1200, which is going to make a huge difference for him. So here's a little bit just of his visit, and before we get back at Josephine. Hello.
Hi, buddy.
How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Not too bad.
Good.
Not too bad.
Nice to see you.
How are you doing?
Good.
How was the drive?
It was a little dicey in spots, but seemed like it was snow squalls or something, right?
Oh yeah.
And a bit of wind blowing across. Viz was down and up and down and up. But anyway, it's all good.
Good.
We got Christmas presents.
There's all your stuff in the box.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah.
883. I was living the lie.
Living the lie.
19 years, and I'm going, oh my God, the Sportster runs some good, man. I can take on big twins. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an 883 with a 1200 kit on it. Yeah. It's a good bike. Yeah. Came from Florida, blah, blah, blah. Let's take the cylinders apart and see what's going on. Oh, 883, no 1200 kit.
No. Well, you're about to see a huge difference, I'll tell you.
Holy shit. I was a little hesitant because I don't really need tons and tons of power on a hardtail.
Yeah.
Fucking just cruising around Halifax.
Yeah.
But, well, what the hell? So
Yeah.
what do we got? You got a box. You never even opened it.
I never opened it.
Look
The
at
gasket
that, dude.
kit.
Gasket kit.
Yeah, when you said about black, I ordered them in black, so
Oh yeah.
yeah.
That looks nice.
There you go.
This looks nice.
Ooh, careful.
Yeah.
Now when you go to put it together, again, be careful if you're using your right rings and your tops and bottoms, and
So there's a top to the ring, there's a bottom to the ring.
yeah, this is your top right here, number one. But if you look right there, Gus, you'll see that there's a
Oh my God, look at that.
see it?
So dot goes
Up.
up. Simple.
Dot goes up.
Simple.
Yeah.
Simple.
That's what I mean, using their
That's on the number 2 ring. Number 1 ring doesn't matter. Number 2
Doesn't.
ring dot up.
dot up.
And not
three
doesn't matter.
piece ring.
And doesn't matter which way up and
Yeah, you
down.
just make sure that your ends meet up in your expander and they're not overlapped.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the expander has to butt joint. Do a
That's right.
A butt joint.
Butt
not,
together.
Right. Not lay on top of each other.
That's right.
Right on, butt joint.
And put the expander in first,
Okay. And then
then,
one from the
then
bottom.
the other pieces.
And then one from the top.
Yeah, either way we get them in, whichever way, and stagger them around.
Yes. I saw the video on that.
Okay.
Instructions.
And your in-gap placements and stuff
Oh
like that.
yeah, where they go? Yeah.
For them around, yeah,
Great,
so-
that's excellent. I'm
Yeah.
literally happy that they put that in there for us.
Yeah.
Put this in here, up here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good.
So have a read through that
So,
before you go.
Piston
at it.
rings for dummies.
Well, you know, it's important to get them. You know.
This is the head gaskets. Is this the rocker box and all that?
Yeah. It's,
Okay.
it's a top end kit, so you
Good.
have all the pieces
Excellent.
for it.
Hey, look, Carol. Here's what I got for you.
An extra large.
Yes.
Good man.
Wear it in good health.
Here, I'll trade you.
There you go, me son.
I'm an old fat guy now, you know.
Well, I was talking to Andrea last night, my wife, and I said, do you think Ralph's a large or I forgot that I even give you one. Do you think he's a large or an extra large? She goes, well, I only met him once, but I'd be going for the extra large.
Yeah.
It's probably, same as you sort of thing.
Yeah.
I go, well, geez, I think, all right.
Yeah.
Anyways, right on. So I'm looking forward to that getting done. I'm looking forward to seeing you at Josh's.
Yeah, that should be a good video.
And I'm looking forward to tackling this one step at a time.
That's
nice
the thing.
and
Just,
easy.
just take your time.
Nice
Take
and
your time
easy.
with it.
Anyways, Mercy, thank you very much, Ralph. You're a good man.
Good to see you as always.
Yeah,
And
good to see
don't
you.
hesitate to call me.
Yeah, I will. I will.
If you think anything's
I'm just gonna
funky
take
or-
my time through this,
Yeah.
and I won't.
Yeah, just one piece at a time.
No forcing anything, and if something's not right, hello, Ralph.
Yeah.
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 All right, buddy. Okay. Have a great day, and
Yeah, I will.
I'll
You
see
too.
you again. You'll be hearing from me.
Drive safe. Thank you for the t-shirt.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, Ralph.
All right.
Thank you, buddy.
Have a safe drive back.
Thanks,
Gus.
man.
Okay.
See ya.
All right.
All right. Bye bye.
So it's always great when guys come to visit, especially Gus. I enjoy his company very much, and we don't get much chance to see each other a whole lot. But when they come to visit and come see you, it's well worth it, right? And you really enjoy it. So I wish him all the luck with his 1200 kit. he's gonna be very surprised at the amount of power that he's gonna have. And that conversion from 883 to 1200 is a huge jump. And everyone I've ever done or been involved with, they all say the same thing, like, man, unbelievable. So it's time to get on with the day. I don't know what I got on my plate today, but there'll be something, so let's get at it. So we got those done, so I think what I'm going to do is slip them on here today. And I've got my rocker box gaskets here. Pretty snug fit in those. And we'll just shoot a bunch of oil in there. Stir it up. And we'll take some engine lube and we'll just put it on the tops of those. The rocker arms. Oh, and we'll do all the same with our rocker box tips. In there. This will be the front one. Hopefully we can get it on there. And the rocker arms will want to fall down in there. Reach up in there with a hook and actually pull the rocker arm down. I'm not going to agree. Don't give me a hard time, that one. He's gonna give me a hard time today. If I don't like doing them like this. Make sure I can move them. Just a little bit of a patience tester there.
Turn the wrench. Josephine's whisper guides each bolt we tighten wide. Heads aligned, shims in place.
And there we go. It's free. That one's free. It is easier to do it when the heads are off and they're upside down and then slide them down in there. But I had gone ahead and done the head, put the heads on before I'd done the rocker boxes, so I was ended up being stuck doing it this way. Now I've got to wait for my top nuts to come. I've got a set coming for this, which I don't have. So that's about where we're at today. But they look good on there, and I'm pleased with that. I guess I could stick the manifold on, be the next thing that I could put on there. So we've got a brand new manifold for it. Clamps and our rubbers. Well, these can be a little bit of a trick to get in there. On and be careful you don't lose your pieces. This little piece that fits on there, you can always be a little bit tricky getting on there. So I'm waiting for a set of lifters to come before I put my lifter blocks in. Top nuts for up here, but we've got the basic pieces that we can deal with here today, and I got some other stuff to do, so we'll have a look at that. So there we go. She's starting to look like something. Looking pretty good there. Pretty pleased with that. So I had to take the rocker box off to put the fittings in here. The bottom one didn't want to go in. So we have to go through the rigmarole again. Now that we got the rocker box on there, and we got to put these in there as we get closer. Okay, and we've got to get the bottom one in here. And I'm using white thread sealer on these. So when I'm putting fittings like that together, I like to use thread sealer rather than Teflon tape. I just find it does a lot nicer job, and the thread sealer spreads all around and seals stuff up really good. And when I do, I use this Loctite product. It works great. It's a 567 thread sealer. I used it for everything. Quite often when you put these on, you need to put them on as you're putting the rocker boxes on. Now we've checked this top one in here, and it's big, so it's got a clearance hole drilled out so that these will slide right up into it. And that should enable me to slide that right on. All right. Here we go. See, it will slide right up inside and leave me room to put this down in there. Just like that. Take your time. It's easy, easy, easy to cross thread things. We certainly don't want that to happen. So make sure that everything goes in there nice and easy, and that your line is nice and straight. I always leave the top ones loose there, because when I fire the motor up, what I like to do is loosen this off so that I can see that the oil is traveling all the way up to the rocker boxes and across. Yeah, it makes a little bit of a mess, but you want to make sure you got oil there. Just tighten these up enough to compress those rubbers there. So that's got those things on there, so that's a big step. So you've got to remember to put that in with your rocker boxes. I unfortunately put my fittings in afterwards, so kind of the hard way around. You put your fittings all in before, save you some trouble. But in any case, it's all together now, and this stuff is the way it's supposed to be. So just before I go today, I've had a chance to work on a couple of the little things. I got the manifold on, as you've seen. Now I got the carb on it, and we've got the ignition system in it, so I'm starting to get the small pieces. I'm waiting for lifters to come to put the blocks in, then put the push rods on. Then we're getting pretty close to being able to fire this up and see what she sounds like. She's a pretty looking motor. They had opted for this is kind of a wrinkle finish almost on it, but it looks good on it. You know, it's a little bit different, but that's what I enjoy about it all, is that there's always something different. So if you enjoyed this video today, like, subscribe, comment, ring the bell, do those kind of things. It helps us to grow. I'm getting the engine together first with Josephine, because that's the thing that I want to work on, and I want to get it running. There's a lot of other mechanical issues, and parts have to be ordered, and I'm waiting for things to come in, and all that is part of it. So I'm working away at what I can. I'm hung up for a couple little pieces now, so I'll probably go on to something else. But it's one piece at a time, just as it is with each project, and there's always a lot of unforeseen things that you have to do. I won't say for sure, but maybe next week, if everything comes in and my life goes right as it should, we may be ready to give this a fire up. I need my top nuts. I need a bunch of things, so I don't want to get ahead of myself, but we're getting closer all the time. Before I go, be sure to check out my brothers down south, Hippie's Chopper Corner and Slick Ed's Custom Cycles. Both them boys are at it down there. Hip, I see you down there in that bad weather in Tennessee. Holy Moses, man. I can't believe you got pounded like that. I didn't mean to push the glacier that hard. But I'm speaking to you today, and I'm glad to hear that you're coming around and things are busy. I know that you got a lot of things on your plate, and it takes a lot of time, probably more than what you expected to do. But stay at it. So check out my brothers down south, Hippie's Chopper Corner and Slick Ed's Custom Cycles. You'll enjoy their content as well. So, not much to be said except we'll keep plugging away. Probably next week I'm looking at probably doing a little bit on the 3-speed transmission, because I've kind of paused that while I was waiting for parts, and we're still hung up for some things, but I do have a little something working away at it that I can put up. And then when some parts come in on Josephine, we'll get back at her. In any case, stick with us. I'll see you next week.